Welcome to Half Haunted. Today's episode is all about haunted hotels, those luxurious yet eerie destinations where history and the paranormal intertwine. I'm here with my co-host Raji. Hi, Raji.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Whether it's the infamous Stanley Hotel in Colorado, Hollywood's glamorous Chateau Marmont, or Charleston's Battery Carriage and House, these hotels are just more than just places to stay. Windows into the nether realm. So pack your bags. Let's dive in. So our first stop is nestled in the high Rocky Mountains in Estes Park, Colorado. The Stanley Hotel. Built in 1909 by F.O. Stanley, the co-creator of the Stanley Steamer automobile, the Stanley Hotel was designed as a luxurious mountain resort. Today, it's famous for something else. It's paranormal activity. If this place sounds familiar, it's because it's inspired by Stephen King's The Shining. King's brief stay in room 217 sparked his imagination, but the eerie occurrences at the Stanley didn't start or end there. Guest report, mostly children playing in the hallways, unseen hands unpacking their luggage. Laura Stanley, Ethel's wife, is said to play the grand piano in the ballroom. Her music halts when someone enters. Room 217 is where Stephen King stayed. It is known for the lingering spirit of Elizabeth Wilson, a housekeeper who survived a gas explosion but seems to have never left. Other spirits, like Lord Dunraven, the land's previous owner, add to the mystique and unexplained smell of cherry tobacco in room 401. It's haunted. If Stephen King can write about it, gets inspired by writing a horror novel about a place, you know it's got to be haunted to some degree. When the king of all horror can write about a place, you know it's got to be legit haunted.
Exactly.
So our next place, take it away.
We're going to Hollywood. And this place is on Sunset, right?
I believe
it's either on
or Hollywood. Is it in Vine?
Yeah. We are now going to the Chateau Marmont. From the rugged Rockies, we head to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. The Chateau Marmont has long been a playground of stars and a haven for their secrets. Modeled after Chateau d'Ambrose in France, this 1929 masterpiece combines old Hollywood charm with a reputation for spectral guests. John Belushi's tragic death, his death was tragic, not his death, but his death.
The death is tragic. I don't know.
John Belushi's tragic death in bungalow number 3 seems to have left an imprint, with guests reporting sightings of his spirit. But the hotel's ghostly lore doesn't stop there. Disembodied voices, moving objects, and a pervasive sense of being watched to add to the mystery. Depression-era antiques and fresh Gothic architecture give the hotel an elegant, timeless feel. Famous past guests include Marilyn Monroe, Howard Hughes, and F. Scott Fitzgerald. Despite its haunted reputation, the hotel reinforces a strict no-ghost hunting policy, preserving its air of mystique. The Chateau Marmont is more than a luxurious retreat. It's a glimpse into Hollywood's golden age with a ghostly twist.
Yeah, according to what I've heard, like Marilyn Monroe was supposed to be famous for haunting there too. For haunting the hotel too. And I did not know about
how many places she gonna haunt.
That's what I mean. Like with Abraham Lincoln, remember I was telling you about in the previous episode? Like I mean, come on. Supposedly. I didn't know about the no ghost hunting policy. If I paid to stay at a hotel, I mean you could do whatever you want in the hotel room. I could see why they don't want the big names doing that. I understand. They want to save the history. I'm all about that. But like if you're an actual paying guest and you do it privately in your own room without disturbing anything.
Right.
But when you're out disturbing other things, I get it. You know? I've never been there. I've drove by it, but I've never been inside of it. It looks pretty.
I can even see the way, the shapes of the letters on the hotels. I've never been. Now we're going south, down to Charleston, South Carolina, to a place called Battery Carriage House Inn. This city is steeped in history and hauntings. The Battery Carriage House Inn is a neoclassical beauty built in 1843. It's famous for its southern elegance and its ghostly residents. Guests brave enough to stay in room 8 might encounter the torso ghost, a headless apparition believed to be a Confederate soldier. Meanwhile, room 10 hosts the gentleman ghost, a spirit known to interact politely with female guests. Did I get it right? Yes, I did. Paranormal activity includes cold spots, flickering lights, and blurry photographs. The inn's location near Battery Park ties to the Civil War history, with relics like cannons and memorials adding to the atmosphere. Despite the hauntings, the inn remains a boutique destination offering modern comforts alongside its ghostly charm.
Well, I know not to stay in room 8.
Nope.
Like, better soldier, you lost, pal. Go towards the light.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're going to head on to my home state of New Mexico, Cimarron, which is just north of Albuquerque, at the St. James Hotel. St. James Hotel was built in 1872 by Henry Lambert, a former chef for President Lincoln. The hotel was a sanctuary for the Wild West. Most infamous figures such as Jesse James Wilder, Buffalo Bill Cody, all graced its saloon and rooms. But the hotel's history isn't just about whiskey and poker. It's also marked by gunfights and ghostly encounters. Some of the highlights of St. James hotels are the saloon ceiling still bears 22 bullet holes to its testament of its rowdy past. Room 18 is the most infamous, home to the spirit of Thomas James T.J. Wright, a gambler who died violently over his winnings. The room is kept locked to avoid upsetting the aggressive ghost.
Yeah.
And it is really locked. As far as I know, it's still locked. On a gentler note, Mary Lambert, Henry's wife, is often sensed in room 17, the scent of perfume and faint tapping sounds. Guests report eerie piano music, ghostly cowboys in mirrors, and playful antics of little imp, a mischievous spirit known to interact with visitors.
Mm-hmm.
I have personally never been to this hotel, but my brother has, I believe. He didn't say anything, but he's more scientific. He's not, believing.
Okay.
But it's been known for a long time to be haunted. Never looks haunted. So then, I'm going to make my way by horse and buggy all the way to North Carolina, Asheville. We head to the lush mountains of Asheville, North Carolina, where in Grove Park stands as both a retreat and a mystery. Built in 1913 using massive stones hauled by mule, historic hotel hosted presidents, celebrities, and a resident ghost. The Pink Lady, a ghost woman in a pink ball gown, is tied to room 545, believed to have fallen or pushed from a balcony in the 1920s.
I hear you.
She's a friendly ghost, known for leaving cold spots or moving objects. The inn's elevator is infamous for stopping on the 5th floor without command, as if guided by unseen hands. F. Fitzgerald lived there while his wife was treated at a nearby asylum, added to the inn's literary legacy. The combination of haunted history and modern luxury makes Grove Park Inn a magnet for travelers seeking both relaxation and a brush with the paranormal. Stay away from room 545. I don't know. Were you pushed or did you fall? Were you clumsy or not clumsy? I don't know. Then I'm going to head right over to, go ahead.
I mean, were you pushed or did you fall? That's like, did you fall down some stairs or did you die in the Civil War? We don't know.
World War II?
Unless you got it.
Or did you fall?
Hey, in the trench? I don't know.
So
I'm ready.
I'm going to head back down to Missouri, and I'm going to go over to the Limp Mansion. This is in St. Louis, which is 2 hours south of where I'm at. I've never been to St. Louis yet. This is the Limp Mansion, a Victorian treasure steeped in tragedy and ghostly legends. Once home to a wealthy Limp family, owners of the Western Brewery, the mansion halls now echo stories of misfortune and spirits. The Lemps faced a series of devastating losses, with 4 family members, including the patriarch William Sr., committing suicide in the home. Paranormal activity is reported throughout, particularly in rooms where suicides occurred. Guests have seen doors open on their own, heard phantom footsteps, and even felt the presence of Charles Limp's dog brush against their legs. The Lavender Lady, Lillian Lemp, is often spotted in her signature scent of lavender, gliding through the mansion. Beyond the hauntings, the mansion's beauty endures with 33 rooms featuring ornate woodwork, period decor, and even a private elevator. Today, the mansion is both a restaurant and an inn, hosting ghost tours, dinner theater, and countless visitors eager to experience the haunting legacy firsthand. You can have dinner there. I thought about doing that, but I'm like, no. I don't want to go to St. Louis by myself.
We're going to go over to the Marshall House now. The Marshall House Hotel in Savannah, Georgia is one of the oldest hotels in the region. Built in 1851, Civil War hospitals, and of course ghosts. If walls could talk, the Marshall House would have tales of survival, sorrow, and lingering spirits. During the Civil War, General Sherman converted the hotel into a hospital for Union soldiers. The scars of that time remain, with body parts uncovered beneath floorboards during renovations. Yeah. Guest report encounters with ghostly nurses still performing rounds and the spectral presence of one-armed soldiers in the basement. Faucets turning on by themselves and the phantom touches are frequently experienced. Even author Joel Chandler Harris left his mark, with the sound of typing often heard from his former room. Its preserved iron veranda, wood floors, and fireplaces offer a blend of history and hauntings.
I don't know about the finding body parts. That's weird. Yeah. All right, now our journey goes over to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Famously haunted Farnsworth House Inn, built in 1810. The house served as a sharpshooter's post during the Battle of Gettysburg. It's no wonder the inn steeped in paranormal lore. Confederate soldiers used the attic to fire upon Union forces at Cemetery Hill, with stray bullets claiming the life of a civilian neighbor. The guests have encountered up to 14 spirits, including Jeremy, a mischievous child, Mary, a nurturing midwife. And basement are hot spots for paranormal activity, with reports of phantom footsteps, rocking chairs moving on their own, and ghostly music. The Morning Theater offers an interactive experience, immersing visitors in seances and Civil Era traditions.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to be immersed in a seance. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm all about the craziness and the cool stuff, but I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. But we don't have to do it today, because we're going to go over to Eureka Springs in Arkansas. Arkansas. So we are going to the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, a stunning example of 19th century luxury that harbors a dark, eerie underbelly, dubbed America's Most Haunted Hotel. There's a lot of America's Most Haunted Hotel. I think they're just all going to be on the #1 list. That's how I feel. Its history of grandeur is shadowed by tales of tragedy and fraud. Built in 1880, the Crescent catered to affluent, but later became a women's college and infamously a hospital under Norman Baker, a quack doctor promising false cancer cures. Baker's fraudulent practices allegedly left numerous bodies hidden on site, confirmed by skeletal remains found during renovations. Room 218 is said to be haunted by an Irish stonemason who fell to his death during reconstruction but construction, while room 419 is linked to Theodosia, a cancer patient. Did I say Theodosia. What a name. Paranormal phenomena include gurney sounds echoing through hallways, mysterious calls from disconnected phones, and objects moving on their own during Christmas celebrations. Despite its haunted reputation, the Crescent boasts luxurious amenities, including a renowned spa and historic tours. The Crescent Hotel offers a perfect blend of opulence and the otherworldly. It's a place where you might pamper yourself day and meet a ghost at night.
Yeah, just an FYI, they're very gay friendly too. Eureka Springs, just for those LGBTQ plus community. Now we're gonna go back over to Deadwood, South Dakota, which I've been to this
Wow.
town. I've been in
Like the show.
Yeah, I've been in the. I haven't stayed at this hotel, but I've been in the. What do you call it? What do you call it when you go in there?
Like the entrance of the hotel?
Oh yeah, I've been in there like the.
Where you check in, but you don't check in?
Yeah, I've been in that part. So foyer or whatever you want to call it. So the Bullock Hotel is nestled in Deadwood, South Dakota, built in the late 1890s by the legendary sheriff Seth Bullock. This is the first hotel in Deadwood and quickly became a hub for gambling and social gatherings. But for Seth, Bullock's story doesn't end with his death. He's believed to still oversee the hotel. Seth Bullock's ghost is said to motivate staff, nudging them to work harder by moving objects and physically touching them. Guests often report hearing heavy footsteps, whistling, and even their names being called by a disembodied voice. Spirit named Sarah lingers, moving shiny objects like coins. The mystery of the A appearing on mirrors on the second floor adds a layer of intrigue, possibly tied to Bullock's motto of absolute effort. Despite the renovations, the hotel maintains much of its original charm, blending Italianate and Victorian styles with a touch of Old spirit. The Bullock Hotel offers a unique blend of history, charm, and spine-tingling hotel experiences. Stay here might just include a ghost pep talk from Seth Bullock himself. So this guy was a pep talker in real life and in bathroom. So he's like, hey, do your best now and do your best in the afterlife. Well, what can you do? I mean, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I like that.
So now we go over to Idiot Partner. We're going over to Dallas, Texas, where the is that how you say it? Adolphus Hotel? Adolphus Hotel has stood as a beacon of luxury since 1912. Well, built by Adolphus Busch, the Anheuser-Busch fame, the hotel has hosted royalty, presidents, and celebrities, but not all guests have to check it out. The Adolphus is the most famous for its ghost bride, forlorn spirit of a white gown, abandoned at the altar in the 1930s. She's often seen wandering the halls and former ballrooms. Guests have been reporting hearing big band music and muffled conversations at night, even when no events are scheduled. Paranormal activity peaks on the 19th floor, where unexplained footsteps, slamming doors, and windows swinging open have been reported. Playful spirits of the hotel have seemed to enjoy moving objects. Despite the haunted reputation, the Adolphus remains a luxurious destination for those seeking opulence and perhaps a glimpse of ghostly inhabitants. Where its Marie design and eerie charm, Adolphus Hotel offers an unforgettable stay, blending elegance and just a touch of coffee. Your favorite hotel?
We're going back. This is our last stop on this tour. We're going downtown because it's like, 20 minutes from my house. That's right. We're going to the San Carlos Hotel. Our final stop takes us to the San Carlos Hotel here in Phoenix, Arizona, opened in 1928 as the city's tallest building. It was a marvel of its time. But the hotel's past hides tales of tragedy, and hauntings that still echo through its halls. Leon Johnson, the famous ghost, leapt from the roof shortly after the hotel's grand opening. Her spirit is said to linger, with guests reporting encounters near the rooftop and stairwells. Now, she is the one who was in love, right?
Yeah,
And gee, what happened? The guy broke up with her, so she leapt to her death,
I think
right?
so. Yeah.
Yeah. The sounds of ghostly children playing are attributed to a tragic history involving a well on the site. The well is in the basement. It is a filtration for a hotel now. Andy and I took a tour down there, and I'm in my capri pants because that's how I roll because I got long legs. But anyway, that's not the point. And we're standing around where the filtration system is, and they're saying this was the well because there used to be a school on the grounds way back in the day before the hotel was built. And apparently the children were playing. They were playing ball. One of the kids went to go fetch the ball out of the well and died. So you're supposed to, basically there's children floating around. Well, we're listening to this tour and something tugged on my pants. And I snapped my head around at Candy. My eyes got really big. And I'm like, oh, hell no. And not only that, we took a tour outside and we swore we saw a figure, in the window. Now, was that the room Marilyn Monroe stayed in, right?
Yeah, I
Because
think
Marilyn
so.
Monroe Hotel and JFK stayed in the Westward Ho, which people know the Westward Ho is the shower scene in Psycho, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, let me go back to my keynote here. Guests and staff frequently report footsteps, unexplained breezes, and faint voices in empty hallways. The hotel's original well water is still in use, earning praise for its purity because it tastes like children. But it could also be a for paranormal energy,
Hocus pocus,
despite
which is when you need to taste like children.
children are delicious, I guess. Despite its haunted reputation, San Carlos remains a boutique gem blending Italian Renaissance architecture with luxurious modern touches. I drove down there New Year's Eve because I dropped my niece off downtown, so I happened to take Central Avenue all the way up. Now they have table settings outside the building, so it was nice to see people sitting outside and drinking and enjoying. And it was a quiet Central Avenue downtown New Year's Eve. It was nice. I had a smooth ride home, but people like to celebrate since June for New Year's Eve with fire, so the air is nasty. And not only that, we need rain. Just like California needs rain because of the fires, here in Arizona, we need rain. We haven't had rain in 6 months, so we're hurting. So you all out there, dance naked, hug a tree, I don't know, do whatever you need to do and get us some rain on the West Coast, please and thank you.
Yeah, that
But
San Carlos Hotel is crazy. Like I know I took you like the second time, but that was the second time I've been there with you, or the second time I've been at the hotel. But the first time I went, I think it was with Lady in Red. The first time we went, they took us in parts where the public wasn't allowed to go. But there was a part where the offices were, and there was like a bathroom that we went into, and I walked into the shower part, and as soon as I walked through this threshold, I was taken back. I'm like, I'm out. Like there was certain parts of it that you walk in and you're like walking in the 30s. It's a really pretty hotel. I mean, you could tell stuff's going on there.
Luckily enough, in all the years we've lived in the house and stuff like that, we haven't had no hauntings, no energy. So our house is built on land that was just land. So it wasn't an Indian burial ground. There wasn't any harmed children, anything like that. But it amazes me, like I said, because of greed, how much they build on things. And though, they may be making money or what have you, it's still tragic. It's still sad. And we're curious and we want to know, we want to see what's going on. But at the same time, I mean, if I had money, I'm not building someplace like that.
Right.
I will find, I rather clean up something that's decrepit and use that property, or find unharmed land that's just growing weeds and flowers and cacti, and go from there. So, but it was a good
Yeah,
tour.
I liked it. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this haunted journey through some of America's historic hotels. We have more as well to go through. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, share, and leave a review. Until next time, sleep well, and may your hotel stay be ghost free unless you prefer other. Stay haunted.